Now to officially start our meeting, Commissioner Batchelor, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First item on our agenda this morning would be the approval of the regular session minutes of May the 10th, 2021. Board, we have received these minutes in advance. Are there any deletions or corrections?
None here.
Hearing none, I'll call for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Item number C is consent agenda this morning. Board, we have received the consent agenda in advance. Are there any corrections or deletions to the consent agenda?
None.
None.
Hearing none, I will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda today.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Item D is our non-consent agenda this morning. It is item number 3. Board, there is a recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 063-21, resolving to approve payments to vendors in the amount of $1,924,478.88 as set forth in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated May 12, 2021. BCC directed prepaid invoice reports and or the procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on May the 10th, 2021, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants for same pursuant to section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Item number 4, Suki Sheets, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Board?
We're great. How about
Of
you?
course, a recommendation of Jeremy Evans, the county engineer, to execute a contract for public improvements between the board and Strasser Construction out of Columbus, Ohio. This is for the 2021 crack seal program in concert with the annual maintenance of county roads. This will be in various townships. The specific roads are listed in the attachments. We are doing this under the Ohio Department of Transportation purchasing contract, where Strasser was awarded that bid. It will be in an amount not to exceed $149,950.02 to be completed in calendar year 2021, and it is contingent upon release of the purchase order for requisition number 2465.
Board, you've heard the recommendation of Jeremy P. Evans, county engineers, presented by Suki Sheets, to execute that contract for public improvement minor projects with Strasser Construction Incorporated. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Thank you, Suki. Item number 5, Jennifer Hartley, good morning.
Good morning. I have a recommendation from Linda L. Fraley, County Auditor, to authorize Claire B. Corcoran, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute Amendment Number 1 to the Memorandum of Agreement by and between Keith Faber, Ohio Auditor of State, Julian and Grue, an independent public accountant, and the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County, Ohio, for the addition of an annual audit of a third federal program, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on December 18th, 2019, effective for the period of January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2024, which represents an increase in the amount of $1,750 annually for a total adjusted contract amount of $392,000, with all other terms and conditions of the original referenced agreement to remain in full force and effect.
Board, you've heard the recommendation of Linda L. Fraley, County Auditor, as presented by Jennifer Hartley, to execute Amendment Number 1 to the Memorandum of Agreement for the addition of an annual audit of a third federal program. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Item number 6, Michael McNamara. Good morning.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Item number 6 is recommendation of Michael McNamara, Michael McNamara, Director of Community and Economic Development. This is a recommendation of Michael McNamara, Director, Department of Community and Economic Development, with the concurrence of Greg Bickford, Assistant County Administrator, and at the request of the boards of trustees for the townships of Batavia and Pierce Townships, Clermont County, Ohio, to adopt Resolution 064-21, resolving to amend the area of the existing Clermont County Enterprise Zone to include Batavia Township and Pierce Township in their entirety as part of the Enterprise Zone, and to authorize Claire B. Corcoran, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute a petition for Enterprise Zone certification to be submitted to the Director of the Ohio Development Services Agency for certification of Batavia Township, Goshen Township, Jackson Township, Miami Township, Monroe Township, Pierce Township, Stone Lake Township, Tate Township, Union Township, Washington Township, Wayne Township, Williamsburg Township, Village of Batavia, Village of Neville, Village of Williamsburg, and the entire portions of the cities of Loveland and Milford that lie within Clermont County, Ohio, as outlined in Exhibits A and B, as an enterprise zone pursuant to sections 5709.61 through 5709.69 of the Ohio Revised Code, and further resolves that the enterprise zone theretofore certified by the Ohio Development Services Agency shall remain in full force and effect until such time as this petition for enterprise zone certification has been duly issued by the Director of the Ohio Development Services Agency. And the reason why this is necessary today is we already do have a rural enterprise zone that does include Pierce and Batavia townships, but with the dissolution of the village formerly known as Amelia, those areas are now part of Pierce Township, Batavia Township. We need to update the map with the Development Services Agency so that we have a correct map of the enterprise zone, and that those areas that used to be covered by that former village can now participate in the enterprise zone.
Board, you heard the recommendation of Michael McNamara to adopt Resolution 064-21 to amend the area of existing Clermont County Enterprise Zone to include Batavia Township and Pierce Township. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Item number 7, Yvonne Smith. Good morning.
Good morning. Yvonne Smith, Benefit Coordinator for Clermont County. It is my recommendation, with the concurrence of Sandy Tahat, Human Resources Administrator, to accept the sum of $1,976.12 as the full and final settlement of all audit matters, and to authorize Claire B. Corcoran, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute the audit settlement and release agreement by and between Clermont County and the Optum RX Incorporated of Schaumburg, Illinois, pertaining to the reimbursement of funds to the county's medical plan as a result of an internal audit of the 2019 prescription drug plan, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein.
Board, you heard the recommendation, accept the sum of $1,976.12 as a full and final settlement of all audit matters. And this is to settle the audit settlement and release agreement between Clermont County and Optum Prescription Incorporated for the 2019 prescription drug plan. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Thank you, Vaughn.
Thank
Item-
you.
Item number 8, Mary Raines. Or, I'm
Dr.
sorry,
Spinelli.
got Emily Akers this morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
I have a recommendation of Mary K. Raines, Director of the Office of Management and Budget. This is for 2 supplemental appropriations out of motor vehicle and gas. One is engineer roads for $443,554.72, and the other is engineer $331,526.14.
Board, you've heard the recommendation as presented by Emily Akers in behalf of Mary Raines, Director, Office Management Budget, for 2 supplemental appropriations for calendar year 2021 as read. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Moving on to item E. Are there any additions to the agenda this morning?
None at this time.
Hearing none. Any county staff, elected officials discussions?
I do have, Mr. Wade Grabowski would like to come in and talk about, there is a project on State Route 32 being done by ODOT. It's going to change the intersection at 32 and Bower Road. And the contractor for the project, Strasser Construction, is asking to stage in the property across from EMA building. And so in order for us to do that, we need permission from the board to move forward with signing some type of temporary agreement allowing them to stage there. So Wade Grabowski is here. He can kind of fill you in on some of the details.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Byrd.
Morning, Wade. Thank you for joining us today.
Good morning.
I'm sorry that I had to enter through that door. There's a little blockage outside, but that's okay. As Ms. Bickler was saying, what we have in front of the board today is consideration to allow Barrett Paving to temporarily use the overflow parking across from our 911 building for the project that they are going to be starting very soon on the State Route 32 and the interchange there. We have taken the liberty of providing and receiving a certificate of liability insurance, which names the Board of Clermont County Commissioners as the certificate holder. Mr. Bickford and Mr. Eigel have already talked to legal. They have drafted a waiver release of all claims and indemnities with very specific instructions, some extra precautions that we would want to take. Should the board decide that they would allow for this, we would be asking for authorization to allow Mr. Eigel or Mr. Bickford to sign this, or we can bring it back next week for your consideration to give you some time to think about it.
So you're asking the board at this point for authorization to sign for them to be able to stage their equipment there while they're doing the paving.
That is correct.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Board, you've heard the recommendation this morning. Is there a motion? Anyone want to approve that authorization this morning? I'll ask-
Before we do that, Holly, would we add this to the agenda and then vote on it formally with a resolution to recommend approval?
I have not seen this, so
Okay.
I won't be able to adequately provide you a verbal motion. I think we'll have to piecemeal it a little bit, but
Is there anything there, Wade, that would keep us from doing this
In my opinion,
at the next meeting, or do you need it really quick?
And it's perfect, I mean, it's understandable if you want to wait, we can have the motions and the topics and all of that for your consideration. There is nothing pressing about this matter, meaning it doesn't have to be done today, it can wait till next week if the board so decides to do that, so we can have the proper paperwork. We are in the process of getting everything done now.
Okay.
We just wanted to make sure that.
We're not staging there yet, correct? Okay.
So
Then
if what you're looking for is a recommendation from the board to carry this forward and to do all the necessary work to get this MOU in place, then I would be for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
We'll get the proper paperwork together and bring it in front of the board again next
Great.
week.
Construction companies have to have adequate laydown area to be able to, perform the work effectively, so.
Yeah, I mean.
Yep.
I think it's a good thing.
Mhm.
And that space is available. We might as well.
It is available.
Get
I've
stuff
already
off the
checked
road.
with the 911 people on the campus, and there's no additional meetings. This is a project that is anticipated to go between early June and mid-December 2021.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you for
very
the
much.
heads up.
And then
Appreciate it.
Holly, you can get that information.
yes, sir.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
We're good. Any other additions this morning, Mr. Bickford?
No additions.
Okay. Any other county staff, elected official discussions?
No, ma'am.
Any member comments this morning? Hearing none, then we're moving to item H. I'm requesting a motion to go into executive session pursuant to Section 121.22G1 of the Ohio Revised Code to consider the employment, promotion, or compensation of a public employee or more public employees. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes, we're not going into executive session. We will return shortly. Thank you. We have returned from executive session. No decisions were made. I am now asking for a motion to recess until our public hearing at 11 o'clock. Do I have a motion to go into recess this morning?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes, we will return at 11 o'clock. Thank you. We have returned from our recess. And I guess at this time, we're going to ask for an adjournment from our regular session to go into the public hearing. Do I have a motion to adjourn the session for this morning?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Hold on just a second. Do we need to adjourn from our regular
No.
meeting?
We're not going to?
We can
Okay.
continue on to the public hearing
continue on.
without
Right.
adjourning.
We
All
just
right.
go on to the public hearing. Okay.
We can. Mhm.
Okay, then we'll vacate that motion this morning. We'll move on to our public hearings today. The first one, I'll entertain a motion to put on the public hearing this morning for May the 12th, 2021, 11 o'clock a.m. This is a request to vacate a portion of Ironton Trees Road, T39, situated in Franklin Township pursuant to Chapter 5553.054 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do we need a motion to open it, Holly? Are we
We do
going?
not.
Pardon me?
It's the time and the place for a public
Yep,
meeting?
it is the time and the place.
Okay.
You're good.
Today is the date, 5/12/2021. It's now 11 o'clock. Location is here in the Clermont County Commissioner's Office in the hearing room, and this is for the public hearing of that request for Ironton Trees T39 situated in Franklin Township. If anyone is present and has not signed in this morning, ask them to do so for the official record. Do we have anyone who wishes to speak this morning?
You have one person wishing to speak.
Okay.
Okay.
And Joe, you'll
Well,
swear?
so-
Okay.
Do you want a
Right.
presentation from Craig Reisner first
Yes.
on it?
Yes, yes. Okay. Moving on to the county engineer's report, Craig Reisner, Deputy Surveyor, we have you this morning on Zoom. Could you please advise us of the contents of this?
Good morning, Craig Reisner, Clermont County Engineer's Office. Are we going to address the Franklin Township portion first?
We're doing,
Yes.
yes, we've
Yes.
got Franklin Township first this morning.
Okay, today we have a request contained in Franklin Township Resolution Number 2021-49 for vacating a portion of Ironton Trees Road, T39. This part of Franklin Township, the adjoining parcel numbers are 082106K077 owned by Jordan, 082106K085 owned by Ward, and 082106K086 owned by Straub, and 082106K087 owned by Bem. This proposed vacation will not reduce the Franklin Township road mileage and will not create any landlocked parcels. So the Franklin Township portion of this vacation begins at a point at the center line of Ironton Trees Road at the Washington Township Franklin Township line and extends southeast for a distance of 1,292.63 feet to a point in the center line of Swings Corner Point Isabel Road. So the total amount to be requested to be vacated in Franklin Township is 0.245 miles. A portion of this road was previously vacated in 1948. So Franklin Township will no longer have any portion of Ironton Trees Road remaining if the commissioners approve this vacation.
Thanks, Craig.
Mr. Mooney, would you swear in anyone this morning who intends to speak in the testimony in this public hearing? Thank you.
I only have one, huh?
Clock, timer,
Pardon me?
timer.
Is there a
I
timer?
got it.
11:07?
No, timer.
Timer when they speak.
Okay,
I
thank
got it.
you.
I'll watch it.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I misunderstood you.
We would begin with proponent testimony.
Yes, do we have-
Followed immediately by opponent testimony.
Okay. We're going to start with, this morning, with proponent testimony, and then we will follow to the opponent testimony this morning.
I will be opponent testimony.
Okay, do we have any proponent testimony this morning?
We only had one sign in, so
Okay, then we'll move forward. Hearing none, we'll move out to the opponent testimony.
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this subject matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
When is this one?
I appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak on this at this public hearing about vacating property on Ironton Trees Road. I think that you should all be aware of the 20 or so citizens that were locked out of this meeting that wanted to be able to speak on other issues here. But specific to this issue, I oppose you guys taking any actions on vacations, on annexations, unless absolutely statutorily required to do so, until you reopen your meetings. I think you have a situation right now where citizens don't think they're allowed to do what I'm doing right now, because you've locked citizens out of your meetings for more than a year. So how can people know to even come testify at these things when they've seen a situation in our county in which citizens have been locked out of meetings for over a year? I think you're all vaccinated. You're wearing masks, sitting between plexiglass. You're creating this illusion of there's some big risk to letting a citizen come in the room. I'm a testament that there is no risk. I'm in the room right now. You do it when you're statutorily required, but you've created a culture and a situation in Clermont County where people think they're not allowed to address their commissioners. They don't think they're allowed to come to hearings and talk. And that doesn't just extend to your own meetings, your regular meetings, but when you have these public hearings or annexation hearings, what you have done has created an environment where citizens don't know they can come to talk. So I think you need to not do this vacation. You need to reopen your meetings, and then you need to make it clear that citizens are always welcome to come and address their commissioners. It's absolutely ridiculous for people to sit over there and watch county employees be able to walk in here, okay, and to address you, but the citizens who are in what I call the deplorable room across the hall aren't in here. And another travesty that should change before you do, why I oppose this Ironton Trees Road vacation, is you should, other than opening up, letting people in, you should not be doing anything going forward without it being live streamed. I don't know whose idea it was to go from an environment where you were live streaming your meetings to now not live streaming your meetings. It is insulting. It is insulting. And Bonnie, you're reacting. As far as I can tell, for the last month, the meetings have not been live streamed on Facebook. Not on Facebook. They were live streamed to the citizens up until I think the end of March. But during April, the live streaming ended. Or somebody's deleting the videos. I know it because your meeting, I think on the 5th, I tried to watch it live and I couldn't find it. It wasn't being live streamed on Facebook. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe you guys can address that. And hopefully you're committed to all these meetings being live streamed, and also ending this farce of being the only body I know of in Clermont County that is still locking citizens out of meetings, that won't let them publicly participate. Even more ridiculous is you have a room over there where you have a feed. If you're worried that the citizens are going to give you a disease and kill you, even though you're vaccinated between plexiglass and wearing masks, you could have them participate from across the hall. A lot of public bodies, Bonnie, you're from Pierce Township, they do public participation over Zoom. So the public can still address the trustees in Pierce Township. You guys have this unique, bizarro world of plexiglass, plastic, masks, lock people across the hall, so on and so forth. Okay? It should end. And none of these things, these hearings, you should all think that until such time as citizens start to feel and know that they can come back and address their commissioners, that all of these kind of activities are tainted because of the situation in which you have created that citizens don't think they're allowed to come here. So thank you, but I respectfully ask that you oppose this annexation and then take it up after there's been a culture set in Clermont County of reopened meetings and welcoming citizens back. Do you have any? I've been sworn in, so you can ask me any questions you would like.
This is your time to present, Mr. Hicks.
Okay, but I can also be cross-examined on this. So is there any questions for me? This is a public hearing, so the reason I got sworn in is because you can cross-examine it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else this morning that we have would like to comment on the request to vacate portion of Ironton Trees Road?
No one else has signed up.
Thank you. So acknowledgement for the record, any other correspondence? Have we received any correspondence?
No, ma'am. I have not received any other correspondence relating to this road vacation.
Thank you. Then you want to close the public hearing at this point? And
Are we handling the other resolution too, Holly, at this point?
we're going to,
If we would like to go ahead and just to keep things orderly, I do have a proposed add-on for the board's consideration
Okay.
regarding this road vacation.
Like that one, so I got it.
We would need,
read the add-on for us, please, and then we'll do a motion.
yes, this would be a request to add on to today's session a resolution determining to vacate a portion of Ironton Trees Road situated in Franklin Township.
Do I have a motion to add this to the agenda this morning?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Now, do we want to call for a roll, please?
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll take this, Greg, if you want me to.
All you.
Okay, this is the recommendation to adopt resolution number 65-21, determining to vacate a portion of Ironton Trees Road, Township Road 39, situated in Franklin Township, Clermont County, Ohio, as described therein, pursuant to and in compliance with section 55045 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Board, you've heard the reading and recommendation to adopt resolution number 065-21. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Now we're moving on to our second item this morning. It's a public hearing. Today is May the 12th, 2021. We're here in Clermont County Commissioner's building office this morning. And this is for a public hearing of the request to vacate a portion of Ironton Trees Road, T39, situated in Washington Township. And is there anyone present who'd like to sign in and speak this morning?
We do. We have one individual who would like to speak. However, we are waiting for Mr. Mooney to come back up to swear him in. He'll be up here in a second.
All right, that's fine. So we want to proceed with the county engineer's report.
Absolutely.
Craig Reisner, Deputy Surveyor, you with us still?
Yes.
Thank you. We're going to
Morning,
head.
Craig Reisner, County Engineer's Office. Today we have a request from Washington Township by resolution number 21-16 for vacation of a portion of Ironton Trees Road, Township Road 39. We have adjacent parcel number 433316E024 owned by Straub and 433316E060 owned by BEM. This proposed vacation will not reduce any of the Washington Township ODOT road mileage certification, and the proposed vacation will not create any landlocked parcels. So the description of this vacation is beginning at the Washington and Franklin Township line and heading northwest 214.62 feet for a total length of 0.041 miles.
Thank you. We have Mr. Mooney, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, with us this morning. Mr. Mooney, do we have anyone that needs to be sworn in that would like to come in and provide testimony?
Do we have one individual?
All right. Could you bring him in, please?
Again, we can start with proponent testimony
Okay.
first and opponent second.
We have any proponent testimony on the request to vacate a portion of Ironton Trees Road, T-39, situated in Washington Township? We have none. Any opponent testimony this
I
morning?
believe we have opponent testimony unless the position's switched.
All right, thank you. Mr. Mooney, would you do the swearing in, please?
You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this subject matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so
I
help you
do.
God.
I do. Yes.
Witness is sworn.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate being able to speak briefly again to this subject of I don't think we should be approving
Could you state your name? and-
Chris Hicks, 444 Woodward Court, Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't think we should be approving things or doing things until we drop the facade and let citizens in the room. I do want to correct one thing. The meeting is being live streamed today, so I apologize for misstating that the meeting was live streamed today. I pulled up and looked on the 5th, and I'm going to look into it more because I'm not sure it was live streamed on the 5th. I don't think it was live streamed on the 5th. And actually, I checked in the other room. The video was posted much later in the day, not the raw video. It was an edited video that was posted much later in the day on the 5th. But again, just to re-echo my prior points, I think right now citizens in Clermont County, uniquely to this body, think that they're not allowed to come here and address you. That's wrong. That's not conservative. That's not Republican. That's not consistent with any other county around us. Frankly, it's not consistent with any governmental body I'm aware of in Clermont County right now, other than this one body. So I think until you reestablish open access of citizens to you as commissioners, you should not be approving any of these things unless you are absolutely statutorily required to. I know on an annexation there's a time limit where you have to take action by a certain time. But at this point, this is just ridiculous that we're more than a year into this and you've created a world in which people now don't think they're even allowed to come to these meetings. They don't even think they're not allowed, okay, or they're not allowed to speak to their commissioners. Other people are, they're allowed to come in here and talk, and there's a few exceptions like this where you're statutorily required to let somebody in the room. But why is it okay to let somebody in the room for this, for a statute, have the character to say, we should be allowing citizens to speak anytime? You all know that in real life, because the meeting is such an awkward time for people, very few people come to address the commissioners because people don't have the flexibility in their schedule to come at 10 o'clock in the morning to address the commissioners. So again, I apologize for my misstatement about the meeting being live streamed today. It was a mistake on my part. But again, I oppose these actions, the vacation of the Ironton Trees Road land, until such time as people really know that they're welcome back here and that they can come in and talk to you like I'm a living example of right now. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Commissioner Corcoran, Painter, and Batchelor.
Appreciate your participation.
Anyone else who would like to comment on the request this morning?
Oh, ma'am, that's it.
Before we close, Commissioner Corcoran, if I may, I just want to clarify a few things. David is here with our video department, and I know you've heard about meetings that weren't live streamed. Have all of our meetings been live streamed on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay.
For over a year.
I just wanted to clarify that. The second thing I wanted to clarify is that as the commissioners here and testimony has been given, I am not vaccinated from COVID-19. I've never taken a vaccination. I had COVID-19 and I recovered. And so I didn't get the chance to get vaccinated. The doctor said that I needed to wait until a date after May. So just want to make sure that that kind of information is correct. The other thing is that no one is restricted from coming and talking to a commissioner. Anyone in Clermont County that wants to visit or come to this office has been open 5 days a week through the entire pandemic. I personally have been in this office. I know both of my fellow commissioners have been too. We have never restricted anyone from having access to a commissioner, either in person in this office, or by telephone, or by text message, or by email. And I just wanted to make sure, a perfect example of that is Mr. Hicks, who has given testimony here today, walked into the commissioner's office yesterday morning at prior to noon and got an audience directly with the president of the board, Commissioner Corcoran. So just to clarify those positions, Mr. Hicks continues to put out his negative narrative always and state these facts, and those facts just weren't true. So with that, I'll yield back to you, Commissioner.
Thank you. Anyone else this morning on the vacation? We have no one. Okay, then acknowledgement for the record. Well, did we get any correspondence
We
related
have
to
not,
this?
Commissioner Corcoran.
We
We've
have
received
not.
no correspondence, written or otherwise.
Then we'll close the public hearing this morning. Holly, would you go ahead and proceed?
I've got it.
You got it?
We have a proposed add-on for consideration by the board is resolution number 06621, determining to vacate a portion of Ironton Trees Road, Township Road 39, situated in Washington Township.
Board, do I have a motion to add this to the agenda this morning?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Now for the reading of the motion.
The recommendation to adopt resolution number 6621, determining to vacate a portion of Ironton Trees Road, Township Road 39, situated in Washington Township, Clermont County, Ohio, as described therein, pursuant to and in compliance with section 5553.045 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Board, you've heard the reading and recommendation to adopt resolution number 066-21. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Reisner, for being with us on Zoom this morning. This concludes our public hearing this morning. We thank you for joining us today, and we will be back in session next Wednesday. We don't have a Monday meeting, correct?
Correct. That'll be Wednesday, the 19th at 10 a.m.
Thank you.
I would move to adjourn our meeting.
Yes, thank you. And a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second on that?
I will second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes, thank you for joining us today.